taters.
The sweet taters.
Sweet taters.
The sweet taters.
And now it's time for the Sweet Potato Podcast featuring Matt and Theron.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode, and we are here with Big Brother 27 royalty, the Cobra Couture himself, Jimmy. Welcome to the podcast.
Welcome, Jimmy.
Yeah.
Hey guys, thanks for having me. Really excited to be here.
Yeah, this is awesome.
It's super exciting. We are very excited to have you.
You know, we were just talking about it before, but like we've had like Big D has come on the podcast, and you and Big D are friends, and it's so cool, especially because this is being filmed before finale night.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I know
you've got some prep to do, I'm sure.
Yeah, a lot of things to do, a lot of outfits to get together, a lot of things to figure out. But you know what? We're just gonna take finale night by the fly. I don't think I'll have a whole lot to. I don't think I'll get a whole lot of questions, but I'm sure I'll have something to say.
I know. I mean, it was so sad to see you go, especially from the first member of the Rachel dynasty to take a hit, and now we're down to two. It's rough. It's rough looking out there.
It's tough.
I will say that week 4, it was hard to watch everything happen. I mean, you should have seen us. I like lost it completely.
I was crash out.
Yeah.
It was really, I definitely had to crash out. Yeah. It felt very like unexpected.
Yeah.
And everything that week, I feel like changed the whole trajectory of the show. Because after that, like the way I viewed pretty much everyone in the house was completely different.
Yeah, no, same. I mean, it took me by surprise too. Like I had no idea. And the night before, I mean, I was even, so let's back up a little bit. So that week, I was getting weird vibes from Mickey, and there was an interaction we had in the storage room when I walked in there. She was by the fridge with Morgan and Rachel. I think Ashley was in there. I walk in, and Mickey's like in the fridge and just gives me this like weird like look, and I'm like, "Are we good? Can we go talk?" So we went and talked in the train room. And I was like, hey, like, I know HOH is stressful. And so I'm like, are you like just stressed, like having a lot of conversations? Are you tired? Are we good? Like, what's going on? And she was like, no, Jimmy, like, we're good. And I'm like, okay, cool. Like, I'm just in my head, right? 2 days later, the day before she ended up putting me up, we talked again. And Mickey was like, I think we need a one-on-one. And I'm like, why?
Yeah.
And she's like, no, let's just talk through things. So we started like talking around sort of a situation, but I felt like she had really started mistrusting me a little bit. And of course, Morgan was in the room. And so afterwards, I went to talk to Morgan about it. And I was like, Morgan, like, should I go like camp out in Mickey's HOH room? Like, is she like actually thinking about putting me up, or she just like doesn't trust me? Like, what's going on right now? And Morgan, like, I think we talked for like 30 minutes or something in the have not room. And she was like, no, like, don't worry. Like, you're so good. Like, I'm going to go talk to her. Like, I think she's going to put up Catherine, whatever. And I'm like, okay, cool. I'll just go to bed. I'm just in my head. I go to bed. I wake up the next morning. I'm eating a bagel in the kitchen, and Morgan like comes out of the HOH room, and she's like, hey, come on. And I see Mickey's shirt and an iron on the bed. And I'm like, oh, she just needs me to iron her shirt real quick. So I iron it, go back downstairs, finish breakfast. And they're like, no, come back up here. And that's when I go into the bathroom and they tell me that they're considering putting me up. And some bit of strategy that nobody really clocked is I kept trying to get Mickey to say she was putting me up, because in Big Brother, you can't say to a nominee that you are 100% putting them up. And if you do that, from what I've heard, you become incapable of putting them up. So if I look at you, Matt, and go, I'm 100% putting you up, when I'm trying to do that in the diary room, they're like, hey, you can't do that.
That's good.
So
okay.
I was trying to get Mickey to be like,
I was
like, Mickey, if you're going to put me up, at least tell me. Like, at least look me in the eye and tell me you're putting me up. And she didn't fall for it.
Why was it they were so frantic getting ready for that day? I was like, if you're really going to talk about, oh, you're a nominee, I'm like, can you take a chill pill? You know, you can put the deodorant on in about 5 minutes. I was like, why are they doing their let's get ready routine right now? I was like, this is crazy.
There's more behind the scenes tea on that one. Because I do think, like, to their defense, honestly. So normally the way filming like works, so we do the veto meeting on Monday, and it's usually like midday Monday, like 12:31. The time we usually get up, I think we're usually up at like 8:39 on Mondays, so we can get ready for the ceremony. So they woke us up at 8:30. We think we have till midday, like just right after lunch, before we have to get ready for the veto meeting and all that. I think because there were conversations, like I think it was Mickey, Zach, Vince, and Morgan the night before, we're like, oh yeah, we want to put Jimmy up. Like, we're going to put Jimmy up. I think production saw that. And I think the narrative and the storyline they had been working on, if you watch the episode before That one was Catherine going up because it
Right.
had Catherine ended with the last diary room of the Sunday episode after Nom. So it was like, okay, like if there's somebody wins the veto, it's going to be Catherine. And I think they needed time to figure out how they were going to spin the story and
Mm.
wanted the fallout, wanted more footage of the fallout. So they called us like over the loudspeaker at like 9 or 9:30, and we're like, guys, we're going to start the veto meeting in like 10 minutes. And that's
Mm.
when Mickey Morgan and I had a conversation. They actually gave us more time to have that conversation. They were like, we'll give you 5 more minutes. So in their defense, the reason they seemed hurried was because they were about to make this big move. They
Right.
knew they were about to make this big move, and they wanted to like, I guess, forewarn me a little bit because I went right from that HOH room to we sit outside for a little bit and then we come in for the veto meeting, and so that's literally when that happened. But yeah, so it was really hurried because I think they needed to figure out what they were going to do like story wise.
Right. That's
Yeah,
actually
that makes
that's
sense.
very interesting. Yeah, because as a viewer, it's really it was really confusing. But like I also assume that makes sense, and I'm sure it's also
Yeah.
hard for them because they're editing the episodes as it's playing out, so they have to make
Yeah.
some kind of linear story make sense.
Yeah.
Although to your credit, I was so shocked though that Catherine didn't get that nomination
Yeah. Me
because
too. I mean, that would have been
what?
smart,
Yeah.
right?
It would have made so
Right.
much sense, especially splitting up the showmans. At least
Yeah.
attempt to split up the showmans. But I guess
Yeah.
somehow Riley really changed Mickey's opinion. I don't know. I don't know what happened there.
I I mean, I'll be honest, Riley is pretty convincing. But I think Mickey, I don't know what it was. I think because she'd heard some things from Keanu that were corroborated by Vince, which was a conversation that I had with Kelly, Keanu, and Vince in the storage room after Adrian's eviction about working more closely together to counteract Morgan and Mickey's influence, was just essentially me trying to gain trust with Keanu so that I could actually prevent him from putting Mickey on the block. I knew there was no stopping him putting up Morgan, but I thought I could at least stop him from putting up Mickey. Vince and Keanu corroborated that conversation with Mickey, and I think from that point there was just such a lack of trust left, and I think that combined with getting some reassurance from Riley maybe is what stuck the landing there. But honestly, like, it's a dumb move to think that, knowing Riley's a big family guy. He's from Oklahoma. Like, he loves his family. Like, he's not mad you took his HOH. In fact, you having to do noms and renoms is like the best thing for him. He's pissed that you took away the opportunity for him to hear from his family
Right.
and to get a letter from his family.
Yeah.
And because of that, he's always going to come for you. And Riley and Catherine both have said that they would have 100% come for Mickey. Even after that situation. And what really should have happened, one of two situations, is she should have just put up Catherine. Riley said he was going to throw the blockbuster if Catherine was there. Kelly really sucked at this blockbuster. Like, she barely had a ball in by the time Riley finished. Catherine probably would have won it, taken herself off the block. Kelly would have gone home. And like,
Oof.
I don't, that's just a totally different twist of fate. Or part of, and I've had a conversation about this with Mickey. I wish I had camped out in Mickey's HOH room when I had a suspicion she might have been putting me up, because I talked through some things with Mickey where she was like, if you had said that to me, I might have put up Morgan instead on the veto ceremony. Because what I talked about with Mickey is I just, told her about some things Morgan was saying behind the scenes, or how Morgan didn't want her in heavy hitter. So I like worked my ass off to work each heavy hitter to get Mickey to come into the group and not make it look suspicious. And I did a lot of things around Morgan, and Mickey just didn't know that. She thought Morgan was doing those things. And she was like, literally after I told her all that, she goes, literally, if you had told me this, like, it could have been really cool to make, if I made everyone thought I was putting you up. And then at that veto meeting, I just put Morgan up. And I'm like, yeah, it would have been. But Morgan was running that HOH. So
That would have made more sense in my mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then also,
is-
it would have
yeah.
softened the blow, because I feel like Rachel would have been a little bit more chill with Mickey. And then there you go,
Yep.
Mickey. You would have lasted a few
Yeah.
more weeks.
I mean, it was really hard to see because it felt like Mickey was really shifting into that alliance with Morgan and Vince and Zach, but she felt more like she was on the outskirts. Like, I don't think she ever could have been really in that alliance, like really with them.
Mm-mm.
And so it ended up just hurting her game because she sent you out in favor of an alliance that didn't even really have her back.
Yeah. Listen, Morgan's playing a good game, and I do think her running Mickey's HOH was a good game move. The smarter move there would have been to push for Riley or Catherine to go home, because
Yeah.
I don't think I saw this as clearly in the house, but there was a clear divide at that point in time between Catherine, Lauren, Riley, Keanu, and Kelly on one side of the house, and me, Mickey, Morgan, Ava, Will, and then like kind of Zach and Vince sort of in the middle of all of that. Maybe even
Yeah.
Zach closer to the Keanu side.
Mhm.
But what Morgan really should have done is solidified her allegiance with the heavy hitters, because that had me, Mickey, and Morgan, which was one of her alliances, and it also had Zach and Vince. And in a very covert way, Morgan could have used that to continue running that if they had gotten rid of somebody on the other side of the house, because we
Right.
probably would have steamrolled HOHs. I mean, if you looked at it, they steamrolled HOHs with the exception of Keanu getting one and could have ran the rest of the game. And then it would have been heavy hitters final six, final five if Rachel had gotten eliminated the way she did.
Oof.
But yeah, that just didn't quite happen. But still, Morgan's picked up the pieces as well. One of the best things you have to do in Big Brother is deal with each week and deal with what comes at you and not always plan so far in advance. And Morgan's rocked the tightrope between the two better than I think most people have.
She's definitely put herself in a very good situation, I think, going forward.
Yeah.
Getting the veto this week was big to really qualm any doubts that she might not, make it to the end there. And I think she has a bright path ahead in this season.
That's crazy.
For sure.
So what was your reaction when you found out the news that Rachel was eliminated?
At first I was really shocked. I was also like, for her, I was hurt in a way because that's like the last thing Rachel wanted. Like, Rachel told me time and time again, like, send me home before jury or I'm going to win the game. Like, there's no opportunity for me. And I'm like, Rachel, I always do this with people. I'm like, what's your best case scenario? What's your worst case scenario? And she always said, my best case scenario is obviously winning. My worst case scenario is being first to jury.
There you go.
And that's what happened. So I felt bad about it. When I watched it back, and this is where I get into a little hot water, Rachel, I think, is the one who messed it up. Like, is production to blame for having an elimination? Maybe. I don't know. That's not really for me to say. Is it the best? Is it like Big Brother to expect the unexpected? Absolutely. Are there sometimes evictions where nobody's voted out? Yes. Does it suck? Yes. But did it cement Rachel's legacy in a way? I mean, she came back onto Big Brother, the only winner, the third timer, didn't get nominated once, never got a vote to evict, and is likely going to win America's Favorite Player. Like, that's not a bad bad rap sheet.
Yeah.
And so I don't feel bad for Rachel because it's not like she came on and did nothing. It's not like she came on and had no impact. It's not like she came on and damaged her legacy. In a way, I think the fans have been behind Rachel in a way I haven't seen them before in season 12 or 13. Traitors season 1, anything she's done.
Oh,
so I think in a way, I always said it so far, Rachel and Keanu are the two winners of this season, besides whoever actually gets the crown, because I don't think Rachel or Keanu is going to end up winning.
Yeah, because I think Brittany Haynes said this, but like, Rachel Reilly will always be known as the robbed queen of Big Brother 27. And that's better. Either she won the game or she's going to be always remembered as the person who deserved to win. And that's kind of like how Danielle Reyes, how she's so popular. She's always known as the best to never win, or Vanessa Russo. So that put her in such a good position.
Yeah.
But actually, it was nice seeing her jury segment the other night with Will, and she looks like she's running that jury house. Let me tell you, I'm sure they're having a ball until Kelly walked in. But I'm sure they're having fun. Maybe there's bugs everywhere, but who knows?
Oh God.
And speaking of Kelly, so you, Peanut Butter and Kelly, her BB comic. Whose comic did you like the best, other than yourself, obviously?
Okay, so mine was my favorite. I mean, I think objectively it was a really good one. It had a lot of good elements about my personality or my persona or like what I was doing in the game. And I always told everybody in the house I wanted it to be a snake. Yep, there it is.
Yes.
We had periods of time where we would try to guess what everybody's BB comic would be. We always said mine would be like the shady snake or something like that. So they got it pretty close. And I mean, hey, they got the snake necklace, the gloves, the jack, like they got it down. So I do really like it. If I'm taking myself out of it, now I really like Rachel's, but it's missing a crown. Like, there's no crown on her. I don't like that part. I do think Vince's and Keanu's are kind of cop-outs just because they had a costume.
I feel like having it be based on what's specifically like a costume that they had to wear as a punishment, it feels like it defeats the purpose. Because yes, it's funny. Like seeing Vince as the egg detective is funny, but it doesn't have anything to do with like anything he did. I feel like there was a big missed opportunity. They could have done something with him as like Vinny the Lip, because that's what Ava always calls him, or something like that. Like,
Vinny the Lip would have been great.
That would have been great.
They could have called Keanu the assassin. He still has a booty.
Yeah.
Could have called him the assassin, and there you go. You're kind of connecting the two, but you're still original. Like, this is just like
it's just like what they had to wear. So I agree that it's a cop out.
See, there should have been a combo between these two. It should have been Mommy Dearest and Little Vince there. Because I think Vince has outcried Amy so far.
I mean, well, he had a lot more time too, but maybe a crying ratio. It's hard to say. I do like Amy's comic. It is one of my favorites. Mommy
It is. It
Dearest.
is. I like that
It's
one.
so
I also
clever.
love Will's a lot. The Military
Will.
Man. That
Yeah.
that one is pretty cool.
I love
Will's is
Will.
honestly probably the one that's grown on me the most. It's probably definitely my favorite because the taking orders from his wife is so
That's awesome.
it's so good. It's so good. He's got his orders and they're from his wife. Shout out Gwen.
Cast more house guests over the age of 50, let me tell you, because not only are they more experienced in the world, but they are the most entertaining of the season. Because I have been behind Will, Angela, Felicia these last few years. They've been my favorite DRs. Like and because I think Big Brother, they used to like cast a lot of people that should have been on, like Love Island and stuff. But now we're getting back into that. Ever since 25, the casting is pretty good.
No, casting, like shout out to casting. I do listen. People can say what they want about this season, and I'm biased. This season has given us fully expect the unexpected.
Right.
It's given us interesting characters. It's given us interesting votes. Say what you want about the blockbuster, but for me as a viewer, it's made Thursdays interesting again. There was a period of time where I usually didn't watch Thursday episodes because that was like, Big Brother is a huge commitment. There's live feeds, there's Twitter, there's 3 episodes a week, sometimes 4. And there was a period of time where I'm like, if you knew what was going to happen and it was going to be unanimous, I think every vote in BB25, it's just not as fun to watch the Thursday episode. And so, I mean, this season, like even my week, Mickey backstabbing me, that leading to her demise, the way Rachel left the game, Morgan kind of like controlling so many of Vince's HOHs, even the Cheat Man's has been like good television.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I do think that Zingbot should be zinging Vince a lot more for that than Morgan, considering he's the one in a relationship.
That's what I was saying.
That was crazy. I'm like, let's blame the woman for the man whose relationship is like, that's crazy.
I noticed, and obviously there was also that whole interview that Julie did where it just feels like I understand, but also at the same time, like Morgan is not the person who's in the house in the relationship so it seems a little bit unfair to be trying to pin everything on her when Vince is just as complicit in it and has a girlfriend.
Oh, poor
and I think she's an easy target because of the Zach stuff. And listen, I dogged Morgan for the Zach stuff because that wasn't cute. I'm sorry, it wasn't. I stand 10 toes on that.
Yeah.
But what she's doing with Vince is like 100% Vince's fault. Like maybe 99 to 1.
Yeah.
1% for Morgan. But like it's Vince's fucking relationship. Morgan's single. Morgan's not dating Vince outside of this. They will be good friends. They both live in LA. But Vince is not Morgan's type, I can tell you that. And so they're just really good friends. Yeah. Are they very touchy? Yes, Morgan's a very touchy person. Morgan does, do long hugs. But like Vince is the one who's in a relationship and should be setting boundaries. Like, I appreciate you love long hugs, but I'm just in a relationship and he shouldn't be putting his hand under, like, these are the things. And then it's crazy to hear some people say things like, yeah, well, Morgan knows he's in a relationship. And I'm like, does Vince know he's in a relationship? Does he know he's not in a relationship anymore?
Yeah.
Like, he has that hair tie. He has that hair tie around his wrist. He makes sure to tell us all on Thursday nights around 8:45. That's because around 8:45 is the only time that we can do shout outs. It's just like, not like there's no live feeds anymore, guys. Just 8:45 when you're in there, you gotta, Kelsey, I got that on my wrist. Like, I don't know what's going on.
She's probably not even watching anymore, poor girl.
She should start a podcast.
She has a podcast?
I said she should start a podcast.
She should.
She should.
3 episodes maximum, but I'll listen to them all.
Me too. 100% I would.
So, speaking of that, we are getting close to finale night. Who is winning Big Brother 27?
Gosh, I was getting dragged for saying this on Twitter earlier today, but it's Morgan. Like, my pick is Morgan right now. And I agree. I'll walk you through this journey. So I really liked Morgan from the get-go. Morgan and Mickey were in my entrance group, and here's some things you guys don't see. So the first 2 people I saw, when I left my holding room was right next to Vince. So Vince was one of the first people I saw. And the second person I saw was Mickey, and the third person I saw was Morgan. And literally from walking into the house, I just got the best vibes from those people and wanted to work with them. I met with Mickey in the storage room shortly after the first HOH comp had been done. Mickey, Morgan, and I had an alliance day 1. And those were my girls. Like, I was riding for them till the very end, even though they had kind of turned their back on me at that point. But I've worked through what happened. Do I think Morgan is 100% responsible for my demise? Absolutely. Do I think, of course I'm, responsible as well, but Morgan ran Mickey's HOH. She's ran most of Vince's HOHs. She's pulled out 4 veto wins, a crucial HOH during a double eviction. Yeah, she's had 6 safe rounds of Big Brother. And I'd be remiss not to compare her to one of my favorite Big Brother players, Vanessa Russo. It's been a very similar style of gameplay. It's been very cold, it's been very calculated, but it's been very smart. And people dog me because they're saying, "Oh, you switched up on Morgan," and I'm like, "No, did I call her out for her weird behavior around Zach? Yes. Leave his fucking toothbrush in the trash can. That's disgusting."
Yeah.
But does that mean what you're doing with Vince, as we just said, is Vince's fault and not yours, and you don't deserve the blame or culpability for it? Absolutely. And does this mean Morgan's playing a great game? Yes. Have I worked through my shit with Morgan? Absolutely. I had 5 weeks to figure that out, right? Who's still going to be bitter about their eviction 5 weeks later? That's crazy. At this point, I think Morgan's made the biggest moves. Vince and Keanu have cowered from making big moves where they happened. Ava's done nothing but sleep 16 hours a day, and I like listen, no love lost on Ava. Beauty, like you know, Ava's great, but and Ashley's the only other person that I would love, even if Morgan doesn't win, Vince to the final 2 because he thinks he's going to beat her, and the jury votes for Ashley to win.
For sure.
So Ashley or Morgan,
I think that at this point, I don't think there's a scenario in which Vince could win unless maybe against Ava. But I feel like it's got to be Morgan. Like I can just see the Morgan Vince final 2, and then Morgan just completely clears out. Like I can't. I have trouble seeing another situation. I feel like that's what's going to happen.
Am I crazy to say that I feel like? Yeah, I mean, is it crazy to say that I feel like Morgan's spot on finale night's already booked because there's one more?
Yeah,
there's this unique elimination or something coming up, right? And then there's an eviction this week, and then wait,
isn't there something?
I think Morgan's doing pretty good with her spot in the house.
Yeah. Well, because Keanu is almost guaranteed. I mean, it's going to be him. He's going to be gone this week. This is because I would say other than Morgan, Keanu is the only other person I could see potentially winning. But this is going to be his last week. It's almost guaranteed that he's going to go home. So
but here's the thing: you never know.
There's no reason to send Ava home because she's a free win in finale night. I feel like
you
just
never know.
Not any harm to her, but just because she hasn't done really enough gameplay wise, I don't think anyone in the jury could vote for her to win realistically. It wouldn't really make sense. Ashley played I feel like a very good game. She's managed to make it this far with very few comp wins, but she has but I've noticed she's been getting up there in these recent comps, a lot of second and third places.
Well, when there's like 5 people competing, like it's not.
Yeah, that's true.
Some people are like, wow, it's so impressive how some people really come out the gate in the second half of the competition. I'm like, or they went from competing against 16 people to 4.
Yeah.
So like inherently your odds are much better at winning.
Yeah.
But no, Ashley knows she's not a good like competitor. Like she's not a good comp player. And she said that from the beginning. And that's why she really leans in on her social game. What I'm hoping is Ashley's thinking through what an argument in the final 2 chairs will look like, because I do think she has work to do on convincing the cast that has been sequestered, showing them the type of game she's played. Because I've talked about all this with the pre-jurors. We did not see the game Ashley was playing inside the house, but watching the show and seeing what was happening behind the scenes, Ashley by far has the best reads. She's worked herself into an incredible situation socially. I mean, I was targeting Ashley week 1 and week 2, and by the time I got to week 3, she went from like being a target of mine to being like, wow, I can't stand her, I can't stand being around her, to being like, wow, I'm obsessed with this girl. She is so fun. It's like to know Ashley is to love Ashley, and I guess I just really didn't get to know her all that much. But me and like Vince has been her biggest op, and he's won 4 HOHs, and she hasn't gone up since his first one, right? Like that's crazy.
And it's the fact that she was able to come out. She was in a situation in the first week where it was like the dog pile situation. And it's what happened to, I'm forgetting her name, but she was the first person to go home in 25.
Paloma?
Kirsten?
No,
Kirsten?
that was 24. Kirsten.
Oh yeah,
Kirsten,
yeah.
Where she did like one small wrong thing, and because no one knows anyone, they're like, well, she can be nominated. And there were only like 4 people they could nominate that first week anyway, and she did something that was minorly inconvenient, so she's the target, because that's just how it is when no one knows each other. And Ashley was in that situation. She survived that situation through winning the veto, and socially was able to pull herself in a position where she has been able to glide like all the way down here. And she's put herself socially in a really good game without having to worry about winning competitions because of who she's put herself around.
Oh, absolutely. And geez, like if Ashley hadn't won that first veto, she would have been first boot easily.
Oh, for sure.
And to your point, that's the difficult part about week 1, and why you know, aside from winning that like first power up comp or whatever, my strategy was going in to fly under the radar because you don't want to be noticed that much in week one. And I unfortunately don't have that personality where I apparently can fly under the radar, but that was the plan because you don't want to do something wrong or fuck something up or blah 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 that leads to people targeting you. And I know I say that after throwing some freaking sunglasses in the first veto meeting, but like you should go in and like be indistinguishable from everybody else week one because let alliances form, let people like each other. Like a lot happens in those first 10 days because the first week is 10 days. So you don't want to take a 2-hour shower and or 30 minutes or whatever it was. And then and the fact that that was her BB comic is kind of crazy. And I know that she probably hated that.
Well, you know what? I don't know if you've seen the clip, but I think it was like week one when the feats first came out. One of the funniest things was when you were rehearsing your speech with Rachel Reilly in the gym, and then you walk away and she just looks at the camera and is like, oh shit. She's like, this is, oh no. And it was so funny. It was like the first thing I saw on the feeds. I was like, this is going to be a good season.
So that was crazy because, I think it looked a lot more like rehearsal than it was because listen, do I think through things? I'm going to say absolutely. I was an aspiring attorney growing up. So I did a lot of like law room courtroom sort of things. And like, you always have like your beginning, middle and end. So whenever I'm doing something grandiose, I always like to like understand where I'm going so I don't get lost in like a circle of thought. But I wanted kind of at least the people I was closer with to know what I was going to do and say so that I wouldn't appear as a loose cannon because, and listen, this was a bad idea. I shouldn't have done it. If anybody's watching this and they're going to go on Big Brother, don't do that.
Well, Ava did it the other day.
But it was. And then did you see how cringy it looked?
Listen, I don't want to compare the two. Yeah. One was way different than the other.
That's fair. In the house, she was like probably like I ate that, but watching it, you're like, ooh, like it's rough. It's tough, and like that's what happens when you get a whole bunch of people pulled around from America who've never been on TV before. But we understand we're there to make a TV show. Like that's not lost on any of us, and I think. The issue a lot of us get into is battling authenticity and things you'd normally do. And by the way, that shit is something I would normally do. Ask anyone in my life, like that's a family dinner. That's me going out with friends and throwing a drink on somebody and then being like, then working out on the remix. But my issue, especially at that point in time, at that veto meeting, and I don't know why this came up, but I'll just say it, was like, I want the people who I'm close to know what I'm going to say so that I can appear as if I'm not a loose cannon, but I wanted what I had to say to be aired out in front of the whole house. And I didn't want to call a house meeting because I feel like that makes you a target. Not like what I did make me a target, but calling a house meeting is never the best idea that early on. So I'm like, since everybody's already in the veto ceremony, I'll just stand up and be like, wait. I have something to say real quick. Said it all. There was some of it that was cut, which is fine. Because after Keanu said, like, how long did it take you to come up with that? I was like, not very long at all. I'm pretty smart. And I know you're dumb as a fucking bag of rocks. And then we kind of went back and forth on that a little bit. And then we stared at each other. And Keanu and I have done this a few times. We just stared at each other like this and then like that and just like looking at each other in the eyes. And then I'm like, well, that's all I have to say.
Wow.
And then I just like leave the room. But I was gut checking with Rachel because I'm like, Rachel, is this like a really bad idea? And she's like, yeah, you should do it. And then she like looks at the camera. She's like,
yeah, it was so good. It's so good.
Yeah.
Rachel knows what she's doing.
Oh yeah.
It's definitely crazy though, because like obviously that week was very difficult to watch. As someone who really wanted to see you on the show a lot more, it was like really disappointing that you had to go home so early, but it also totally changed the trajectory of the show because the first 3 weeks I was like, oh, okay, we're putting up a pawn against a pawn. One of them wins blockbuster. Oh, or Keanu goes up. Keanu wins veto, and it's Kelly and 2 pawns, and then someone wins blockbuster, and we're sending a pawn home. Mm-hmm. Like it just was so like the whole thing with Adrian going home, and I was like, I can't even think of a single thing Adrian did other than the bread thing.
But
like,
it's not that like it's nothing he
you don't
did.
Get to see.
He wasn't in the episodes,
right? Because he wasn't in the episodes. And we didn't get to see like anything. And it just felt like, I was like, are we just going to keep sending all these like people home who haven't even done anything? Yeah. And it felt like the same week happened 3 times in a row. And then that week that was Mickey's HOH was insane. And I was like, you went home, obviously. And it was kind of like, okay, well, what's going to happen now with Rachel and Ashley? And then when Ava's HOH happened the next week, and at that put the show on the trajectory that it's been on since then, and it completely changed everything. Oh yeah. And so I feel like that everything that happened, like it was it got me invested. It made some really good TV.
100%.
No, I mean this season has been good TV, and I'm sorry the first
Oh, yeah.
few evictions weren't that exciting. I will say I feel like I had a part in some of those evictions because I was trying to get rid of people who were coming for me, and Zay told me he wouldn't put me
Right.
up. I had a feeling he would, so I'm like, sorry, Zay, you got to go.
That one made sense. Yeah.
Amy, like poor Amy,
Yeah.
because
I just
but she
felt
would
bad.
first off, and this is something that I am surprised did not make the episodes. She was pushing for me to go up week 1, like literally to Vince, like every other day was like Jimmy needs to go up, Jimmy's running the house, Jimmy da da da, Jimmy da da da. And so when all 3 of my targets take themselves off the block, I'm like, well, Amy, you're an op. Sorry, you got to go. And then,
Yeah.
I kind of saw myself as like the girls and Jimmy. And then Amy's like, well, which just be the girls? And I'm like, crazy that you just said that right in front of me. But I'm like, all right, well then.
That is crazy.
I'm like, Amy, then you got to go, girl. And then I was like, okay. Then I was like, we can use this next week to really break up Riley and Catherine, but send home Riley because I didn't want Catherine to go home. And then Mickey's like, yeah. And then I remember talking to Ava and being like, so we should like organize the vote to send Riley home this week because I was trying to shape that vote too. I think Ava knew I was going up because she was like, I don't know if we should really have this conversation until renoms are done. And then I'm like, okay, well. And then here we go. But then from there, I mean, the trajectory has been crazy.
It's
I like to
crazy.
see
Also-
Ashley HOH next week though.
That's what I've been saying.
That would be pretty cool. I will say it's also not entirely anyone's fault. The whole thing that happened with week 3, where it ended up being Will versus Adrian on the block.
Yeah.
We have the blockbuster, and we also had 2 vetoes because there was the veto that Keanu won, and then Kelly had her own personal veto that she used. So there's only so many people that you can nominate that it's like you have your targets, and then you don't want to nominate your allies, so you get stuck nominating people who are still trying to kind of fly under the radar.
Yeah.
And I think that's what happened that week. But I really do think that that week 4 was very intense, and it really set up a lot of crazy things. It's unfortunate that we didn't get to see more of you on the show.
Well, yeah. Well, getting into that, you are the shade assassin of Big Brother 27. So we're gonna play a game with every Big Brother person that's come on the podcast. They have taken the test of the praise of the faves. Okay? We are going to show you some of your BB27 house guests, and you're gonna have to say the first thing that comes to your mind, whether that's praising them or not. So let's go right into it. Let's start with Zay.
Well-meaning.
Good.
And very fun. I'm sorry. Do you want longer explanation?
No,
I
that's
did
perfect.
say the first thing to say to your mind. Okay.
The first thing that comes to your mind.
Amy Bingham.
Very sweet, cries a lot.
Yeah, well, she's a mommy Tearus after all. We have Zach Cornell.
One of the nicest guys I've ever met. Actually, I wish I had something bad to say about Zach. Because, he's too good. He pisses me off sometimes. I'm like, can you fuck up a little bit? So, nothing bad to say about Zach, unfortunately. I mean,
he's a bad Mafia member, I'll tell you that.
That's for sure.
Bad Mafia member, but he will be on those Savannah Bananas one day.
That's what I'm hoping. That's what I'm hoping.
The winner of Big Brother 27.
Winner in Triple Threat. Like, Triple Threat may have stabbed me in the back, but I was riding hard with Triple Threat. And if a Triple Threat member wins, heavy hitter member wins, I'm happy, and she deserves it.
Good for Morgan. Let's go to Riley Jeffries.
Who?
Yep. Let's go to shout out to all the peaches in the A. Mickey Lee.
Shout out to all the peaches in the A. 10K.
Yeah. Which is what Zach has as well. $10,000 he didn't use. Vince.
Vinny the Lit Panaro. What am I gonna say about you, man?
So
I don't want to be the
Vince Weasel.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Vince also the big winner of Big Brother 27. Unfortunately,
if Vince wins this season, I'm going to like pull out my mustache and stick it on my face on stage. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, I don't even know what I'll do. Like, I will be
with your flannel.
Here's the thing about Vince. It's not that he's a good game player, and that's the reason I wanted to work with people like him and Morgan, right? Because I saw us playing the game from the get-go. Like, nobody was playing the game like me, Vince, and Morgan were from the beginning. And Rachel was too, and that's why I started working with all of them, because I wanted to work with people who were playing the game to target people who weren't playing the game. And I saw that in Vince and still respect it. I mean, he's won 4 HOHs. Like, that is a feat. But Vince has missed every opportunity to take out a big player.
Yes.
He missed an opportunity to take out Rachel, which he should have done. He missed an opportunity. You know what? Vince really should have put up, and I tried to get him to do it because I knew what Keanu was going to become, a comp beast. He should have, instead of putting up Kelly, put up Keanu. Sends home Keanu week 1. All right, then you send home what? Rachel on your second HOH or third HOH, something like that. Send home Rachel on the HOH where you sent home Catherine, and then this HOH you really should have betrayed Morgan and sent her home. And then
yeah, that was
that's
his
a winner's
second.
resume right there.
No,
Because he has no
he's had-
chance of winning against Morgan or any of those people.
Vince
And it
has
doesn't make
had-
sense for him to keep them.
Vince has had 3 weeks of safety, if you think about it. He had last week's HOH and then double eviction week because Morgan was not going to put him up, and now he has this week.
Oh yeah. And his freaking okay. First off, he has final twos with everybody, so at this point he's got to start sending him home. But the fact that he looked at Kelly and sent her home next to Keanu is also disqualifying to me to win, because you have had every opportunity to take out a big player, and even if you didn't take out Keanu week 1, now that you know he's won 7 competitions, and you're looking, which Blockbuster's not really a competition to me if I'm being so for real,
Right.
But Keanu's won a lot of competitions, and he's playing a good game, even though he's pretty bad socially. Vince should have sent him home. Nobody is going to vote for Kelly to win. Kelly would lose next to an empty chair.
Kelly is the easiest possible way. A final 2 with Kelly is the easiest possible way to guarantee you win.
Yeah.
Keanu beats Vinny in every scenario. So it doesn't make any sense for him to send Kelly home in that situation. And also, Kelly is easier to send home than Keanu. Obviously, that
and
is
you
not
lost
an issue
a jury vote
week,
doing that.
You know, Keanu's going home, but yeah.
And he probably also lost Lauren to an extent, I'm sure.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
That was what pushed Lauren.
And also, Rachel's gonna, knowing Rachel Reilly, that girl's going to get everyone on the same page come finale.
Oh, and she hates Vince. She hates him. The girl, this is how I knew that girl was down for me, because she was trying to make up with Vince to save me. And I was like, for me, like, that was iconic. And I think this is where Vince has set himself up to play a good game, but has failed at every strong opportunity.
Right.
And you know what? I was in that boat too. I failed to save myself when I needed to. I just didn't have as much game time. But like, because of that, he shouldn't win. And again, if he had sent home Keanu, he probably would have kept that jury vote, because especially in the jury phase of the game, ego's huge. And people can respect, you took out a big player because you think you would have lost to me, so I will vote for you to win.
Yeah.
And like, I feel that way about Morgan. I was like, oh, if I was a big player and you took me out, then I'll vote. Like, if I was in jury, I would vote for Morgan to win, even if she took me out. And
it's having respect for people, like putting aside like your own personal vendetta. Like, you don't want to be like a salty juror and holding that. And people just want to, but I think that if Vince had stood by his decisions more, I would like him a lot. But it's like every single thing he does, he cannot stand by it. He makes what could be a good
even his relationship, he can't stand by it.
He can't stand by it.
I wear your hair tie.
Who said that?
I wear your hair tie when I'm voting. Okay, we got Kelly.
Oh God, bug bitch. Like, I just can't. I just can't. And I say that respectfully. Like, Kelly's a nice person. Just she said it herself. She's irritating. She really is.
She owned that. She owned up to that on stage.
When she said that thing about the bugs, like, I was genuinely very disturbed by that.
Yeah.
All season. So there was a time where I found a bug in Vince's HOH room on Keanu's shoe. Surprise. And I literally like pick up a shoe to like get ready to smack it. And Kelly's like, no, like, let's save it. We're going to name him Kevin. And I'm like, all right, well, this is weird, but it's day 5. So I'm not exactly going to tell you you're fucking weird for that. So we take it into, so next to the HOH room, if you go out and around, there's a hallway that you take to the gym. And so we're in the hallway and we let the spider go in there. It's a big ass spider. And I'm like, cool. And she's like, all right, let's go back to the HOH room. And I'm like, I just want to make sure Kevin like gets out of the hallway so it doesn't get squashed if somebody walks in here. She goes, oh, that's a good idea. So she leaves. I literally take off my shoe and smack the spider dead. I'm like, we are not letting a spider. Our house already has ants. We don't need spiders now too. So I killed that spider, and she was not very happy when she found out about it. But I was not gonna stand for the bug shit. It just
Kelly will always be a very interesting player. She'll always be kind of an anomaly in my eyes. Just the fact that if you had told me week 1 that she was going to be in the jury, I would have not believed you, if not for a second.
Kelly gives second boot vibes so hard.
Yeah.
And you know what's crazy is like she would have gone home second probably if she hadn't gotten that power. I mean, Keanu would have too. That's the crazy thing, right? Those powers are game changing, because Keanu would have false started. Adrian probably would have won the veto, and he would have gone home. It's crazy. That's crazy that the trajectory of the game,
the multiverse,
really shifts like that.
That'd be crazy. Speaking of him, Keanu, the Dungeon Master.
Speaking of the devil, you know what? I actually really like Keanu. I think this is the crazy part. Like, my issue with Keanu is that like I thought we could work together in a very unexpected way. He pitched an alliance to me. I was actually really down for it. And then he kept talking shit about me. And I'm like, well, that's not cool. And then he tries to hug me the next morning and want some eggs. No, I don't want your eggs. I want you to shut the fuck up. Like, stop talking about me and stop. That's the one thing I did hate about being in the Big Brother house, is how many times people would be like literally talking shit about you and you just heard all the shit they were talking. And they're like, oh my God, come here. And you're like, get the fuck away from me. Like, are you kidding me right now? But yeah, Keanu, comp beast.
Oh, 1,000%.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not gonna lie. I am team Keanu and Ashley only because they're like the last two Rachel's children. Like
Yeah.
I need some sort
Well,
of
Keanu's a redheaded stepchild, I fear.
there you go. Maybe. Listen, I was so for a Keanu Rachel final two because Rachel in my mind would beat him in any form. In my opinion.
100%. But Rachel was also like such a shield. And like, honestly, that's one of the things, besides the fact that Rachel and I just kikied, she has a lot of gay friends and I could tell. And so we got along very easily, but Rachel was a shield and Ashley knew that.
Mhm.
And for a while, especially at the beginning of the game, this cast, if anybody had been sitting next to Rachel in final two, even Kelly, they would have won because we were all like, one of us deserves the crown, not somebody else who already has it. But that changed really quickly to the point where people were like, you know what? And Catherine said it. If she gets to final two, we're going to vote for her. And you know what? That's real. And so if anybody's smart, they would have probably cut Rachel at final three,
Yeah.
unless they wanted to lose to her.
They just let that white locust do it themselves. How dare she grab Ava's arm? How dare she play the game?
You know, yeah, and how dare she not respect a boundary that she was never told about? Like, that's crazy.
Oh,
Rachel's a
God.
lot of things, but a mind reader isn't one of them. Speaking of the devil, Queen,
Right?
Mother, my girl. The crown that she gave me is now featured very prominently in my living room, and I think about her every day.
Oh, that's
Rachel
awesome.
is one of the most special people to me. We connected more than anybody else in that house, and I cannot wait to see her this time next week, actually.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's
That's
finale.
Wild. You know, I'm gonna miss. Well, I already do miss her, but like I'm going to miss this season and all of y'all because it really I feel like restored my faith in the show in a way.
Yeah.
Because I'm not that I was like losing interest. It's just last season just wasn't as interesting to me, and
The last
same
two
with 25.
seasons
So
were
Hey, people
not.
can say what they want about our season, that it's been cringy or that things have been weird or like there have been twists that are uncalled for. But this season has been freaking interesting. Like
This season has been awesome. This is
Like-
the most invested I've ever been in Big Brother. Actually.
right? Like
I'm like really into it.
we're a cast of people who know what we're there to do. I mean, even
Right.
Keanu's story of could have gone home but saved by a power, Kelly's relentlessness, Vince and Morgan's shit, Morgan's like story
Yeah.
arc, like the
Rachel
whole
Reilly.
falling out with me and Mickey, Rachel leaving the house.
Not even
Say what you
that.
want about our speeches, but Ashley, Ava, and I like not being afraid to let it loose at a ceremony. Like,
there you go.
Right.
y'all want us to be cringy or you want a boring fucking ceremony?
Well,
like, let us know.
That's the thing. The only thing interesting last year was Angela and like Tucker's little outbursts. Like
Yeah.
Tucker risking his game, and I saw this, but also I want to point out Rachel Reilly. She's going into a house of people that presumably are not going to care for her. Already won the game, third time playing after 15 years. Biggest target on her back to almost the least, not even on anyone's radar at a certain point in the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's crazy. I mean, I think I saw that day one. Like, there was a point where she walked downstairs. I realized who it was, and I immediately stopped clapping. And everybody's like, "Woo, we're so excited!" I'm
Yeah.
like, "Why? Am I missing something?" I was like, "Why are you guys so excited? She's won this game already. She is a fierce competitor." And y'all are like, "Yay, yay, she's here!" And I kept asking her. I was like, "Are you here for real? Are you here for real?" And when they came on the loudspeaker and said we were voting for an accomplice, I go, "It's Rachel." They go, "Rachel's not the accomplice." I go, "Are we sure?" They're like, "Yep, it is not Rachel." And I'm like, "Fuck." Because I literally thought she was going to walk in and walk right out. When she walked down the back door, when she walked down the stairs, I was like, I'll open the front door and you can walk right out. But then you start meeting Rachel and you start loving her. And then you're like, fuck, I
It
guess
was
I gotta work with
awesome.
you.
And
Yeah.
it was even a different Rachel than Traders 1 because I found Traders 1 Rachel to not be my favorite character. But maybe that's because I liked Kate Chastain so much.
Yeah.
But you know, I would we were talking about this the other day. I would love to see Rachel Reilly do Traders again. Or guest star.
I was
or
actually
something.
just thinking about that this morning. That's crazy that you said that because
Yeah.
I was thinking about like the whole Carolyn thing and I was like thinking about Traders and I was like, you know who would be so interesting on Traders? Again, is Rachel Reilly, especially since it feels like the show's very different since season one. It's kind of like how Big Brother, right? They're just trying to figure the show out.
Yeah.
But yeah, Rachel coming back to what the show is now would be so interesting, especially if I was there too.
There you go.
That
She-
would be good.
But back to that point real quick, and then we'll move on to something else. I feel like this season of Big Brother was writing, like all of the Love Island USA fans went right to Big Brother because it ended like a week overlap or something. And I've noticed that TikTok, all these children love Big Brother. All these high schoolers are watching Big Brother, and I'm like watching that CBS show that's on cable. Like right after Big Brother ends, they play some Georgie and Mandy's first. No one's watching this, and I'm like, wow. And then I see the reports of like highest viewed season in a long time, and I'm like, this is great. You have James Gunn, director of Superman, on your freaking show. Like, this is wild. And I'm loving it.
Saying that Cobra Couture was one of his top favorite comics.
I know.
So
there you go.
If it's approved by the Marvel director, like I think that's
pretty good.
Pretty big stamp of validation.
Speaking of BB Comics, what a missed opportunity. I'm sorry, PB and Kelly just like what?
Peanut
They
butter
could
and
have
Kelly?
made her. They could have made her a cockroach because she loves bugs, and the house cannot kill her. Like there's so much that.
That's
Kelly
good.
Cockroach, right? Or Cockroach Kelly, or
Cockroach,
like the
Kelly,
Cockroach Killer.
They can't get rid of her.
There's a fly
Cockroach
swatter
Kelly,
coming
you
at
can't
her.
evict her.
Yeah. No,
that
and you could have made Adrian PB and J because freaking PB and Adrian, because he literally ate PB and J's every meal every day.
Yeah, and he loved his bread, but they made him a mantis because it was a random, fact about himself that he shared in the first episode.
Yeah, that was a choice. I also
anyway, it's okay.
I didn't get them. Okay, Morgan's comic is one I actually did really hate at first, but since I've seen her collecting bodies, I see it as being a better comic for her.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Vincent should have been the home wrecker.
Get him on a Bravo show.
Oh,
Get him on
man.
Vanderpump Rules the reboot. Let me tell you.
He needs a job, so.
One of our friends was like, damn, he spent all 10 years applying for Big Brother when he should have been applying for a job. And it cackled out loud at work. I opened the text.
Rachel said it in the house a lot where she was like, I'm sick of people being like, oh, I'm voting for them because they need the money or da-da-da. She goes, if you need money, go get a job. Don't apply to Big Brother. And I was like,
Clocked
real.
that.
I'm like, it's a game, guys. It's not like, it's not the Salvation Army game.
What's your name again?
Gusty.
Gusty?
Gusty.
Gusty?
Gusty.
Gusty would know.
Well, speaking of people who need money, Lisa Barlow was not on this cast trip, and let's get right into some Salt Lake City. Are you ready?
She was on a business trip
with Ben Affleck, right?
Ben and Blake. I'm going to see Ben and Blake.
I was like, what the
right.
hell? So Salt Lake City is back in full effect with season 6, and Salt Lake City has a part of my heart because they just do things that other franchises won't ever do. And they start the entire episode on this cast trip in the woods. And let me tell you, this episode was great. I don't know your thought, but I loved it.
Listen, Brittany.
Oh, we will get into Miss Little.
Brittany
Osmond.
Talking about Lisa. She was on a business trip. I think Lisa knew Bronwyn was going to bring up the lawsuits. And
I also saw rumors she was negotiating her contract as well.
Considering she wasn't in confessionals.
There you go. Because from what I understand, Heather and Meredith filmed pickup scenes like weeks before the trip.
Wait, she also isn't this when she took SLC out of her bio at one point too?
Yeah. Because I follow this hard, and I'm pretty sure Tamara quitting OC and Lisa doing this was happening around the same time. And this was around that time, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, well, allegedly wasn't Lisa asking for like a ridiculous amount of money?
Yes, she was.
Yeah.
Like the Salt Lake City Girls, it's not the highest paid franchise. I think Beverly Hills is. It used to be Atlanta. I think now it's Beverly Hills. But like, what was she asking for, like $1 million or something when most of them are paid like, I mean, it's still good money. They're paid like 200, 300, $400K depending on like the amount of seasons they've been on. But like,
and allegedly
Salt Lake City is not a network franchise. It's a Peacock franchise, right? Like,
no, Salt Lake City is a.
Oh, it's on the network now?
Yeah. That Miami is the one that switched over.
Ooh, gotcha.
Miami was the one that switched over. No, Salt Lake City, I'm pretty sure is I think like top 3 highest rated of all of them.
Probably is,
like
but it doesn't mean you get $1 million contract like that.
Yeah, right.
There you go. Well, allegedly, according to Angie K, she might need that money. So
allegedly.
Speaking of, let's get into this. So Angie K, we opened the season holding Center Snowflake. Let me tell you, they got a new intro, and she held Center Snowflake last year, but Angie K coming in as a guest in season 2, friend in season 3, to a full time to first chair. Center Snowflake, like her trajectory is crazy on this program.
Yeah. As somebody who was Angie K for Halloween last year, I am on the team. I'm on the train. I love Angie K. She's my girl.
Opa.
I was really surprised to see this cast photo because I initially was like, wait, is that Lindsay Lohan in the back? Like I really
little Whitney.
Yeah, and then I was like, no, it's not Lindsay Lohan, it's Whitney. Which I love the The color,
Yeah.
it shocked me a little bit.
She's
It looks good on her though.
I think she's still on that healing journey.
Yeah, she's always on a healing journey, right?
Yeah,
It's
she's
like
healing.
Kate Bush says, running up that healing journey.
I mean, Whitney. And you know what? As a low key, as a Whitney hater, I kind of enjoyed her this episode.
I also did. I found Whitney in the past to not necessarily be the most interesting,
I
but
don't say.
I feel like this season
Cousins.
could be different.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Well,
I mean, I don't know. Maybe you have a level of self-awareness after 6 seasons that you need to step it up a little bit.
yeah,
like,
I know. Well,
like,
If I didn't see the intro or know like or the cast photo or anything, I would have thought that Whitney was like a friend
a friend of, yeah.
in some of the previous seasons. Like she gives big friend of energy.
I think it's also because she's just like not as strong of a personality as some of the others, so it's really
Yeah.
easy for people like Mary, Angie, and Heather to talk over somebody who's well,
Yeah.
actually, no, Rose Beauty is not. Well,
Wow,
my jewelry is not
Rose.
from Alibaba. Like,
From oh, Meredith Marks. Speaking of Meredith Marks, I will be seeing her at her DJ set when she comes to
Yes.
Massachusetts. We bought tickets.
what a pivot.
What a pivot, and the money goes to a charity from what I understand. So good for her. I mean,
It better. I was gonna buy a cameo from her one time, and they were like $250, and I'm like, as somebody who's on Cameo, that is crazy.
that's crazy
Yeah.
behavior. Alibaba. Your
Alibaba.
jewelry's on Alibaba. Oh God, Meredith. She didn't get much screen time this episode.
Well,
She never does.
she's always kind of on the edge of this shot, isn't she? But she has her moments. She checks her box every season, and that's all we can ask of some people.
She does, but at least
Yeah.
she went on the trip, unlike Lisa Barlow, because Angie holds this. She plans this Class A getaway trip. She makes a Canva flyer that has bikinis and a plane and tropical drinks. And allegedly, Mary co-signed this trip. Mary didn't even know she was going on this trip. The RV pulls up. She says, "What are we going somewhere with mud?" Pretty sure Mary says, "Is there anywhere that there's no mud that I can walk?"
Yeah.
And Angie's like, "Right here, Mary." But it was crazy. Brittany
Mary
showing up-
Cosby has been so entertaining. She's
Yeah.
so entertaining. She's
What a good casting choice to bring her back.
I don't think I've ever seen. I can't think of a housewife that's like her.
No.
Her personality is so like unique and just completely different than what you see anywhere else. It's like it's ridiculous.
It's so
She's
out of
so
pocket in
entertaining.
such a good way.
She's
She's very
so out of
entertaining.
How
She
did
just doesn't
you?
even-
She doesn't even know what to say. And when the eyes get like this, like it's almost like Ramona eyes come back, and
Oh.
I'm like, you know what? It's good to see on the screen after we haven't seen. You know what, Bethany? You know what? Like in a while. Like it's.
You're
good
a
to see.
girl's girl, and I'm a girl's girl.
Oh man.
Wow, Bethany! Wow.
Bethany, are people showing up to your daughter's school? I was like, I don't think people are. Yeah, Diane Sawyer showed up for an interview. God.
You know,
Oh,
I don't
Lord.
need this, Luann. You know, I go to a nice dinner with nice people, Luann, and I don't need this. I'm not at a point in my life where I can do what you do, Luann. I just can't.
I started that franchise this season right when she got divorced. When Mario left her, and then she was
Poor
still hanging out with
Mario.
Mario. Wonder what he is up to.
Probably avoiding the spotlight at this point.
Probably something not good. So they are all waiting right at the beauty lab, which I'm surprised is still open. But Heather Gay is, trying to be that head HBIC. She's explaining the dynamics of the group, which made me annoying. It pissed me off. I'm sorry. It's just something about Heather. I really liked her at the end of season 4, but then when she starts going after Monica, like still to this day, I'm like, give it up. Like,
It's weird to talk about somebody when they're not there anymore. It's kind of how I feel about Big Brother a little bit. Well,
Yeah.
like, so first off, I love when they mention me, good or bad. I'm like, yes, let my legacy
of
live on.
course.
But it is weird to like, it's not even talk about somebody. It's weird to punch at somebody when they're not there to defend themselves. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and coming from somebody who does that, like, it's weird.
Well, what about her comments about Jen Shaw? Sorry, Heather. That girl's coming
Well,
out soon, and you
listen.
know that girl's coming back in one way or another. So she better be careful.
Is what Jen Shaw did wrong? Absolutely. Should she have done it? Absolutely not. Do I want to see
Exactly.
Jen Shaw on my TV screen with Monica back on the same show and Heather and Lisa all forced to be in the same room? Absolutely.
Yes. I mean, Andy
That would
just
be so
recently.
good.
Andy did recently say he never wants to see her again. But like, I'm sure Bravo would want to see her again.
Listen, at the end of the day, if Andy doesn't want her back on, she ain't coming back on. But at the end of the day, it would be good for ratings and it'd be good for money. And that's what the networks want.
Yeah.
Ratings and money.
And
So
also,
'cause they want to sell that ad revenue.
What's gonna stop
Oh, yeah.
Jen Shaw from going to Meredith's, opening of her new store? Jen Shaw might just pop in.
If Jen Shaw shows up where the cameras are, they're gonna mic her up. Hello.
I mean,
yeah.
get Andy and a camera.
Oh, Andy to camera. Well, maybe not Andy part because he doesn't want
No.
to see her again. But
No.
I do think that would be so to force them to be back. Monica, Jen, and Heather all in the same season.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
That would be
I mean, ever
crazy.
since Jen left, Heather acts like she is the queen of Salt Lake City and is calling the shots. And I'm just saying, Heather, I would be careful with what we say because that girl is coming back in one
and I
way
mean,
or another.
listen, if Heather was really the queen of Salt Lake City, then she would be standing in the middle. But she's not. It's Angie K.
Fuck
So
Even last year, she was like towards the end. I'm pretty sure.
Fuck it.
yeah,
She was at one point in the middle, but it was like, yeah, it wasn't.
I think it was the Monica year.
Yeah, I think so
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
Well, how do we feel about the SWAT team with the RV? I could have done without it.
It's like, haven't we been there, done that with Salt Lake City already? Like, and it was a
Yeah.
moment, but like, who didn't know those were strippers? Like, that's not what a SWAT uniform looks like. And I think they all
Exactly.
saw
Yeah.
that already. So it's like, okay.
I'm thinking, is that part of the healing journey? Because Whitney, I think like she's healing them somehow. They
Yeah.
get on this RV and the group is like, "Where's Lisa?" And then Meredith's like, "Did Lisa not tell you she's not coming?" And then I guess Lisa FaceTimed Angie, which I didn't know they were friends again. And she says that basically she's not going because she's hanging out with Ben and Blake, but the real reason is like because Bronwyn's gonna be there. I don't know why she's so afraid of Bronwyn because like I don't really know. I guess it's because Bronwyn will like call her out on shit, but I don't know. Is Bronwyn that scary? I don't know.
I think she knew this was going to happen, right? Because the formula for a Housewives season at this point, right, is like, so it's kind of weird that they're going right into the trip because there's normally like 1 or 2 episodes to catch us up on where they've been. Then it's a weekend trip. Then it's a few more episodes. Then they go somewhere else. Then a few more episodes. Then we usually close the season with something similar to this, right? And it's kind of weird that like they kind of skipped, I think, that initial part. We went right into the actual trip itself. But I think since it was that early trip, Lisa kind of knew that this is maybe she's avoided filming with Bronwyn, and she was like, this is where I know she's going to bring up something she's been talking about, and I either don't want to be around that, or allegedly that contract still wasn't signed.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, you know, it was crazy. We're gonna talk about Brittany. Brittany's defending Lisa. When did they become friends?
Brittany's just like that girl who's always like, we're best friends. Like, I'm going to defend you no matter what.
Yeah.
I'm going to stand behind you. And then people are like, Lisa, how do you like Brittany? Oh, she's okay. She's a friend.
I mean,
But like, is Lisa going to stand 10 toes down for Brittany? No chance.
no.
and it's
Not at
Brittany
all.
came in hot, come for Whitney, and then Whitney was like, how do you make your money? Do you make your money by sucking dick? It was like, what is going on right now?
Okay, Whitney stepped it up for once. Like
That was entertaining. I was
like, what?
shocked.
You know what I
was
loved?
like, is this the same Whitney?
Yeah, I love the moment where she thought about whether or not she should say it. She goes, yeah, well, how did you make your money?
Yep.
Sucking dick? And
Yeah.
I'm like, the
Oh
thought
my
there
God.
is awesome. It's good to see.
And then I don't know what direction, but Heather was like, I think we're going east. And then Brittany's like, we're gonna go by my house. And Mary Cosby goes, let's drop her off. Mary Cosby's like, there's just some people that bug you. She's one of them. I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
For 1,000%.
Honestly, no, that's so relatable though, right? Like sometimes people bug you and it's like not really for a reason. It's just like they just bug you. You know what I
Right.
mean? That's That's kind of, I mean, honestly, that's kind of how I am with Kelly. Like, has she done anything wrong? Not really, but does she bug me? Yeah.
Literally, she bugs
She
you.
bugs the whole house when she
guys get it.
freaking.
You guys get me.
Oh man.
Oh God. Well, they
No,
parked.
Brittany feels like she's just. It's almost like she's not listening to what people are saying, and she's having a conversation that's like a fake conversation in her head. Like I feel like she hears what people say, doesn't process it, and then just thinks they said something else. Because she's totally disconnected from whatever they're talking about all the time. Completely disconnected.
I thought it was crazy that she gave everybody video cameras. Since you guys know me as Video Girl, I'm like, what are you even talking
God.
about?
You're recording us?
Read the
You
room.
guys
Why would she
like-
do that?
That was literally like a murderer, like getting out of jail and handing everybody like a murder weapon as a gift. You guys know me as the one who killed your aunt. Well, here's a knife. Like
what?
that's crazy. Like you would probably
God.
not want people to remember that. And then on top of that, the Jared announcement, we're engaged. And just kidding, we're not engaged. I think actually Heather said that best. If you have an announcement and then you have news that negates that announcement, then you don't share
Don't say
the
it.
announcement.
It's not an announcement, Brittany.
And her delivery, it didn't seem like she was making a joke. Like she was being genuine. She genuinely got up and delivered it. And I either the thing about Brittany, she is either really like rage baiting everyone, and she is just so in depth where she like knows how to push everyone's buttons, including the viewers, or she's really stupid. Those are the only two options.
A little bit of both.
Maybe. Yeah, two things can be true at once.
You know,
that's true.
The cameras in the announcement was crazy. I'm like, maybe that was for us, but like also that's not the way you get things out for an audience. Like,
I feel like the producers gave her that bag and were like, "Hey, Brittany, you should go say you brought these." I don't know, maybe. They park in mud and God, Mayor Cosby, bring in the entertainment. Angie, is there anywhere I can walk where there's no mud? I was like, you're camping right now, and this is awesome. Like, God, she makes this show just so good. That Mary Cosby.
It wasn't lost on me that some of them are wearing Louboutins on mud, and I'm like,
yeah, Mary.
I'm like, guys, we're wearing stilettos right now. Like, you should be in like a sturdy boot.
Mary said that Meredith's boots were white when they started the trip. When they ended, they were brown. Like,
because white boots are a bad idea.
Anything. God.
That's what happens when you wear white shoes in mud. They do turn brown.
So they
the shirt used to be white until I rolled around in the mud.
That's what
it's brown. Like, what are you talking?
What are you talking about? So they all have lunch. They eat some pretty sad sandwiches, and that Angie bought from Costco. And then Angie, Bronwyn, Whitney, they all rally against Lisa. They compare her to Jen Shaw, which was low-key crazy. It was wild.
That was a crazy comparison.
She's in a civil lawsuit for allegedly not paying back money that somebody loaned her, from what I hear. Like, that is not the same thing. And I think Meredith explained it well. And you know what? I'm glad to have law degree Meredith there to like let everybody know. Like, it's not the state of Utah. It's not the United States government. Like, she is not in criminal trouble. Somebody is suing her civilly. And it's not the same thing. And to pretend it's the same thing as defrauding elderly people is just like apples and oranges, frankly.
And I think it was respectable that Angie K was like, I'm sorry, that was a bad analogy. I shouldn't have said that. And she walked it back and was able to like say like, I shouldn't have said that.
And you know what? People are dragging her for that. And this is what I don't understand. People would have been mad at her if she didn't walk it back, but then I appreciate somebody who can accept a little feedback and walk it back. And just not even walk it back, but be like, you know what? I said some things, I didn't mean them, or I shouldn't have said that, or it didn't come off the way I intended. I'm sorry. I take responsibility. Like, I think it shows a big person. And that's why I'm an Angie stan. Like, you know what? She said, you know what? I should have said that. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You still did. I ate up Bronwyn being like, listen, I didn't say she was a fraudster. I didn't say she was a liar. I didn't say she was a dumb bitch who can't get a contract signed. And I'm like, I love that sort of delivery because you are saying it while trying to get credit for saying you didn't say it. And I've done that before. I said that in the Big Brother house on something that didn't make air. I was like, I didn't say you're playing a bad game. I didn't say you have a horrible social game. And I didn't say you smell all the time. But, and I'm not going to. And I guess we can guess who I said that to. But that kind of delivery and that style always just hits to me. It's always so interesting.
I mean, everything Bronwyn says, kind of, I don't think Bronwyn misses that much. And then when she does miss, she owns up to it. She owned up to that necklace.
Her owning up to the necklace was great. It's the thing where it's like, if you make a mistake and you take accountability for it, then that's like, it's okay. We can move on from it, you know?
And show vulnerability in that.
Yes, exactly.
She was like, I don't know why I felt like I had to lie to impress these people. Boom. Like, that alone is so hard to say, but is so relatable to so many people who hasn't lied to impress a group of people before. And it's like, just being able to admit that and be like, you know, and I don't know why I did it. And it's the same thing, not to bring everything back to Big Brother, but it's like, I was on the live with Mickey and somebody was like, ask Mickey why she lies so much. And Mickey goes, I don't know, because it's fun. And you know what? There's two approaches to take to that. Is like leaning into the fact that you lie, or just being like, I'm sorry I did it. I don't know why I did it. Yeah. And I think Bronwyn handled that like very, very classy. I don't get why people are always dogging on Bronwyn. Like, I think she makes great TV.
Although I heard she has a rough season, from what I understand.
Oh,
I heard that there is some sort of fraud that gets uncovered, and her alleged past comes back, and I guess she allegedly comes to the cast trip late, and it's not looking good. I did read one of the articles on what she allegedly did in her past, and it's kind of crazy, but we'll let the show portray that.
We'll have to see, I guess.
Wow, well, it should be an interesting season.
When is it not in Salt Lake City, right?
They've never had a bad season. Well, season 3, right?
Season 3, yeah. Season 3 was bad but they had all those friends. It was like 5 of the women and then the friends, where Angie K should have been a housewife.
Wasn't that where, because they were trying out a whole bunch of people because between season 2 and 3, right, they fired Jenny?
They
Or was that
fired
season-
Jenny, yeah, and then Mary left. Well, Mary
Yeah.
got fired, I
Yeah,
guess.
so they had to test a whole bunch of new people probably, and they just couldn't
Yeah.
figure it out.
They had that Angie H.
Who to bring in. But things change all the time with production, right? Yeah, they had Angie Harrington, but they also like what? Bronwyn and Brittany, they switched contracts for them at one point, right? Because Bronwyn initially came on as a friend and Brittany came on as a snowflake, I think.
And I'm pretty
Last
sure
season.
Brittany was supposed to be full time this year as well because they filmed her a like a snowflake look,
Yeah.
but she did not get that, unfortunately.
Yeah, and I'm like, dang, that means we're not getting
Oh.
any solo filming of Brittany this year. Not that I really want that, but like,
No.
yeah, I think that is. I feel bad for her in a way because they keep being like, "Here's your snowflake." Hey, Brittany, actually, after looking back at the footage, like, we're not going to move forward this year with you as as a housewife.
That's the sad truth about Brittany.
Oh,
How do we
but
feel
I
about?
don't know. I'm kind of happy that we don't have to see more of her than
That's
we
the
need
thing.
to.
Only
It's
little
enough.
chunks.
It's enough. Seeing her like a little bit here and there, and she
Yeah.
says whatever stupid thing is on her mind, and doesn't really make any sense. And then we all everyone collectively, every single housewife looks at her with that look, and they're like, okay.
Even Heather.
And
her
then we
friend.
move on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do we think about Heather defending Lisa? Were you guys as annoyed as I was?
It's just so like it almost feels the same way with Brittany defending Lisa, right? It's like give it a rest. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
you did the same thing with Jen. Jen didn't hit me in the face. We know Jen hit you in the face. Like, who are you kidding here? So when Heather, I don't know. I love Heather, but the more I see Heather, the more I'm like, you know what I mean? I'm just like Heather, like take a chill pill.
She just
You need to
does
be humbled
stuff.
a little bit, girl.
She does stuff
Yeah.
sometimes that it's very overproduced. It's like the whole Molly Sorensen thing. I was like, I could have done without. I don't care. I don't care about
Yeah,
this.
listen, she did a good job overproducing that beach scene, and thank you for making great television. But that doesn't need to be all the time, right? There needs to be peaks and valleys, right? There needs to be.
Yes.
You need to let things happen.
And I want to know more about her that is not about the other women. Like I don't know
anything about her family life, her living situation, how Beauty Lab and Laser is doing. I don't know any of that.
I don't know about her kids anymore.
Is she dating? Like I have no idea.
That's my question because we learned
She's
a lot
very
about that
much
in the
not
beginning.
like involved with her personal life now. I feel like in the show, it's just like, oh, what's Heather up to?
Yeah, but this is what pisses
I don't
off, especially when you've been on a few seasons. This is what pisses off your castmates when you're not sharing. So instead, you end up just talking about them the whole time, and that pisses them off.
Because in the defense of, or in Heather's defending of Lisa, she goes, well, let's talk about you, Bronwyn. Let's talk about you and how you lied about this. And it's like, well, why are we not talking about how Lisa's being sued for all this money and she needs it?
Yeah.
Like, Heather Gay, let's
Yeah, it doesn't.
get on the
It
same
doesn't
thing.
make sense. She's like, I'm gonna defend my friend by attacking you.
She's like, I'm
That's
gonna
the
defend my
other
friend,
part, yeah.
but fuck you, Bronwyn. So in classic housewife spirit, to end the argument, Angie K goes, so we're going to go fly fishing and kayaking. Who wants to do what? And then Whitney goes, let's go with my cousins. All the cousins are gonna go, and let's bring Bronwyn so Heather and Bronwyn can heal. They can heal with me. So they go kayaking, and I was like, okay, cool. Bronwyn's very uncomfortable. This looks uncomfortable, but I'm glad y'all are having fun, okay? I'd rather fly fish with Mary Cosby, okay?
That looks like an ad you'd see at Dick's Sporting Goods for like the start of winter apparel. Like
Right?
they'd be like, grab you and your friend, and this, and then and this kayak has a spot to hold your wine glass, stem and all, and it's like, so it's a great picture, but yeah, they look. That's crazy.
It's wild.
That'd be like putting me and Keanu on a boat right after our veto meeting.
I'd watch that show. Let me tell you, mic them up. You know,
Oh, man.
how did you catch that little thing when Mary Cosby was talking to the man? She goes, "What's your name?" He's like, "My name's Russ." She goes, "Gus?" He goes, "Rusty." He goes, "Gusty?" He's like, "Mary, come on, Mary Locken." I'm wearing my Mary Cosby shirt today. Just want to make it.
I'm obsessed though, but that's who Mary. I'm obsessed with the shirt. That's just who Mary is, and that's
Oh,
why
that's
she's
awesome.
good TV.
Yeah,
Right?
it's so funny. That was so funny.
You know, not to go back to Big Brother, but the day that I found out Rachel went home, I wore my Rachel Reilly shirt throughout the entire day to
Wait.
mourn her loss.
Floaters Grab a Life Fest or the I Heart Rachel one?
No. I had it custom made. Let me tell you,
It's a custom one.
it is a custom made Rachel Reilly
I respect
shirt.
the hustle. I respect the hustle.
But I just bought the Floaters Grab a Life Vest.
From the website,
Yes.
I always like to say, notice who has quotes on the website on T-shirts, and it's me and Rachel.
What do you have one?
It says Big Brother on the front. On the back, it has a ticket to Block City.
Oh yeah, you're so right. I wanted that one too. That's so.
Which, by the way, it's really nice. It's a comfort colored shirt. No, I always look back at that and I was like, first off, that analogy was kind of crazy, but I watched the show back and I was like, they did not put that in as many times as they could because literally all week they would be like, "Are you excited to nominate more people?" I'm like, "Well, the bus to Block City has more seats and more tickets to be punt." Like, it was way too much. Anyway,
It's my favorite. That's my favorite. Honestly, I was saying that all week. I was like, someone pissed me off. You're going to Block City.
no,
Block,
I
Block
mean,
Hotel.
I said that. I mean, they were using that in the show. I think the producers really liked it because they were like, I would say there was one point I did a whole monologue in the diary room of me just like being pissed off and talking about Block City. I'm like, Punch, ticket to Block City. Will, ticket to Block City. Bob, ticket to Block City. And guess what? There's a line at the bus stop because the bus to Block City is still running. And they click the mic to like talk back to me, and I can hear everybody in the control room just laughing. And I'm like,
oh, yeah. Good
I'm
TV.
like, oh, I'm eating this, but then I found out they just thought it was really funny that I would shut up about Block City. But
that's what I'm saying. They got rid of all the people who made good TV, and now I have to watch Vince cheat on his girlfriend. Anyways, so after the fly fishing and all of the kayaking, the ranger confirms that Molly Sorensen, the ghost legend, is alive, and I'm like, I don't care. I actually skipped it. I'm not gonna lie. I fast forwarded because I do not.
I feel like if you're living in Utah, maybe that's like, oh, that's like a moment where you're like, oh my God, they're talking about that. I know that. And if anyone else is like, oh,
I don't care.
Cool.
I don't care. They sit around a fire, and Angie brings awful groceries. She brings hot dogs with no buns. She brings veggie burgers. She brings the freaking asparagus. What were they gonna do with asparagus, Angie K?
it sounds like Ashley's diet in the Big Brother house. Like that was really it. Like raw hot dogs, a veggie burger. The only thing they're missing is a grilled cheese with 2 bagels as the bread. Like it's
I mean,
tough.
Mary Cosby eating that raw bagel, complaining. She goes, "What do you want me to do? Live in the woods?" It's like, yeah. God, Mary.
Also, I don't remember who it was, but somebody had one of the veggie burgers and was cooking it and was like, "Is this raw? Can we even eat this?"
It was Mary, yeah.
It was Mary, right? It's a veggie burger.
Yeah, it was awesome.
It's not real meat.
So
Mary's too good. Mary's too good.
Around the fire, I guess Heather and Bronwyn made peace. I don't think it's gonna last. That's my opinion. But we get into a very vulnerable part of this episode. Whitney admits to her business failing, and I was like, "This is crazy." This is something that I would not expect her to admit, because she made her husband either, I don't want to say, I think he quit his job, but I think he also retired early and then gave her all the money to go into Wild Rose Beauty.
Yeah, she said that they went in all together. They both went all in on the business, and that it failed completely, which is really, it was really vulnerable moment for her, and it was kind of hard to listen to just because of how like that's a really frustrating situation, because it's out of your hands when you have a business that's doing well, and if it starts to do bad, I mean, sometimes there's not really much you can do. It depends on the situation. So
yeah.
What about as she's crying about her business failing, Brittany goes, "Yeah, but you know what, Whitney, I didn't like that comment you made, and I can't even say it. It was so
and that's what I mean.
Such a problem. Like, girl, what are we doing here?
She's not listening to the conversation at hand. She's thinking about, she's in her own world, and she sees Whitney's talking, doesn't even know what Whitney's talking about, and she just clocks into the conversation and starts saying whatever is on her mind. And no one's talking to you, Brittany. No. And Whitney is having a really hard moment right now. And you're like, so that was messed up what you said earlier. What? Why are you bringing this up now?
It's actually ridiculous because Brittany just gives the energy of that type of girl who's like, I know you feel that way, but here's how I feel. Or she's the one who's like, I'm sorry you felt that way. Like that's the type of girl Brittany is. And Whitney's over here, like, as you said, being very vulnerable and like talking about the fact that like, her husband retired, took his retirement, and they put that into a business and it failed, and they don't have it anymore. And I think it's also not lost on me that happens when we're in a world where a lot of Americans are actually pulling from their 401ks at a higher rate than normal. Right. And so it's like she's talking about something that I think resonates with probably a larger majority of the population than it has in a really long time, and talking about what taking those leaps and steps and what happens on the other side of it. Because I think in a lot of, especially reality situations, all we really focus on sometimes is people's success, but not really what can happen if they're not as successful. And I think actually Whitney bringing that to the show is probably one of her best moments, because it shows a side that we don't normally see, and it's her sharing and being vulnerable, which is what her job is at this point.
Same with Bronwyn too. Yeah, I mean, same with Bronwyn, and maybe that's what Lisa should do. Yeah. If Lisa was open, be like, yeah, I fucked up. Maybe she.
Do you think Lisa's gonna say the words "I fucked up"?
Absolutely not.
Hold my breath on that one.
Absolutely.
She's too busy. She's too busy looking at whatever everyone else has going on in their lives. It's a lot like, I feel like it's like what Heather does. It's the same thing where it's like it's just talking you have this problem. You
Right.
have this problem. You have your own problems, Lisa. You need to either address it or you need to stop trying to call everyone out on their problems.
Exactly.
Yep.
And I'm pretty sure next episode from the preview I saw online, it's she gets into an argument with Bronwyn and says like, "You gout dick sucker." So we'll get into it. But I'm pretty sure Bronwyn goes, maybe get to work so you can pay off some of those lawsuits. So I'm excited. Let me tell you, I am.
These girls never miss on making good TV. That's for sure.
They do not. Brittany, this hug. Brittany, this hug, darling.
It's Whitney's hand for me that.
Not right now,
like,
Britt.
Not right now, Britt. We're not at this point. I don't want you touching me. And Brittany's like, well, you still need to. I'm apologizing, so it's over. And now you need to apologize to me. And it's like, what? That's not how that works.
People who do that drive me insane. It's like, I've apologized, so you must accept it. It's like, no, you've apologized. That's it.
Like, yeah, you apologize.
It takes time to heal.
Like, apology. Hill, you need to take time to heal. Whitney needs her time. She's still on her healing journey. Okay?
I was like, guys, do you know Whitney? It's gonna take her 3 seasons to forgive you. Like,
yeah, and then she'll get a new haircut. The other thing as the episode ends is Meredith, as she goes, you know what, Brittany, I've had enough. And then Brittany goes, what do you mean, Meredith? You know, you did me so dirty. She goes, I don't talk to you, Brittany. And then it somehow gets up that they've talked twice on the phone, and Whitney laughing, going, they talked twice on the phone. It was so good.
That was funny. One thing I will say about Brittany is her delivery is so unintentionally funny. Meredith was like, we've talked, what, one time on the phone? And Brittany's like, no, twice. Okay.
That was not the flex she thought it was.
No, nothing she says is the flex.
You talked twice on the phone, and they had one brief interaction over a dinner. They're best friends. They weren't best friends.
They ended the season with her recording her. You're recording.
Like, she's practically my sister. I've talked to her on the phone twice, guys.
Talked to her on the phone twice. I made her. She's my final two. Lauren.
Oh man.
Lauren. Anyways, I gotta get that out.
Lauren, I have too many final twos. What am I gonna do?
Lauren! Man, I made all these final twos with everybody. I'm gonna lose this freaking game, man.
Why can't I take them all to finale night with me? They'll all beat me. Oh, goodness gracious. What am I gonna do?
It is not lost on me that Vince had a final two with me, Kelly, Lauren, Morgan, Keanu.
Yeah.
5? Was there a final two with Zach or something? Like, that's, I mean,
it's crazy.
Not to mention the fact that, like, final twos aside, he had an alliance where it's like week 2 and he has an alliance with every single person in the house.
Every single person in the house. Except Zay. So that's why I said. No, wait, they were in the Burger Boys together.
Oh, the Burger Boys.
Oh my god, I saw a diagram that was connecting how everyone was related, and they put Vince just completely off to the side, and they just said has alliance with everyone. Because you can't. He does. He has an alliance with every single person in the house.
Where's the lie?
Like,
you know what's
off
funny
the
is
bat.
People would start clocking that because I think it was like week 3 and somebody's like, where's Vince? And they're like, oh, having tea with Ava. And Rachel's like, why the fuck is he having tea with Ava? And I'm like, what I'm wondering too, girl.
You know, I hope that
you know about the classic Ava Vince final too.
Oh god.
Imagine. Oh
you know,
my god.
I think that's the way Ava went. The only way Ava went. Maybe the only way Vince went.
I only brought Rachel to the end so I could win America's favorite. It's like, you said that? You admitted to that?
That was crazy.
That's crazy.
Genuinely, like, it made me change my perspective on her quite a bit. Because, like, it feels, if you say something like that, it's like,
it's wild.
Okay, so how much of what you're saying and your personality is just produced because you want people to like you?
There you go.
That's kind of something we always wonder, though, when we're leaving the house. Like, I've talked to people after we leave the house, and I'm always like, so what was real and what was fake, right? Because, I mean, for me, I think I was too real in that house in terms of how much I liked a lot of these people. And I don't think a lot of that was reciprocated at the end of the day. So I'm always like gut checking. I'm like, so are we good? And so, you know, you get your varying answers. But yeah, with Ava, it's tough because you think she liked you and she says, I'm like, Ava and I had a great relationship, but seeing the way she talks about Rachel's like kind of, it's kind of crazy, especially knowing how much Rachel actually trusted Ava.
I mean, I love Brendan. Brendan better defend his wife to the day he dies because he's doing God's work on that chat BCC. I mean,
sure is. His comments, first off, his comments, legendary. Every single time. Nothing misses. Nothing misses.
Always an argument. Always cause an argument. Because Felicia's honest, too. Felicia's honest. She's like, I hate to say it, Brendan, but I don't agree with the way Rachel played. And I was like, oh, Felicia, stop.
The 500 tomatoes on that killed me.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I don't care. I don't care about your stupid tomatoes.
And then there was like a Turner drama, and
the Turner that was
like, what is
weird. He
going
like
on,
spiraled. He spiraled on Chat BCC.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
It's wild. But
Yeah.
with the end of Salt Lake City, thank you so much for coming on the Sweet Potato Podcast.
Yes, thank you, Jimmy, so much. This was a blast. You are an awesome guest.
I hope you have fun battling Carolyn on Twitter.
Oh God, I'd like to
good luck with that one.
I can't wait.
That was such a crazy thing. I'm like, guys, do we really have to be doing? Like, I was so excited to meet somebody who like I think is such an interesting character, and I'm like, get your foot off my neck. But yeah, I'll be happy if I never have to talk about that again, because I'm like, what? Like, that was such a fun little silly internet show. Anyway, it was so much fun. Love Rob has a podcast. We'd go on there anytime. Love this podcast. We come anytime, you guys. We're such a blast. It was so much fun to talk about Big Brother and Salt Lake City, and can't wait to see how this season progresses from here.
I hope that there are a lot of rumors and nastiness at this finale, let me tell you, because I cannot wait.
Hey, I mean, everybody will be together in 6 days, because I think we come out there on Friday or Saturday or something. So we'll see each other very soon. I can't wait.
Oh,
Bring
that's
the
gonna be
mustache.
awesome.
Bring that mustache.
I need to, and I need more adhesives because I've used them, and I have a few more cameos
so those
to get
cameos
through.
until Tuesday,
I do.
Right?
Until Tuesday, yeah. So I'm doing Vince cameos till Tuesday. I think I'm gonna break out another character after that. I was leaning Ava. I was gonna do after yesterday. I was gonna do Carolyn, but I was like, you know what? I don't want to get a cease and desist letter from Carolyn.
Yeah.
So I think I'm gonna stick to the whole Ava situation. But yeah, 'cause she did not like my Vince impersonation because she's not watching the show.
I was like, what's going on?
Yeah, I was like, if she doesn't like my Vince impersonation, she's really gonna hate my Carolyn impersonation. But
maybe you and Danielle Reyes gotta do a little chat.
Honestly, we have something in common now.
Oh my God, you, Bob, and Danielle Reyes could do a little segment.
I mean, hey, enemies of Carolyn.
Enemies of Carolyn. Well, that's awesome. I hope you have so much fun on finale night. Cannot wait to watch. Thank you so much for coming today.
Thanks, guys. It was such a pleasure.
Nice
to meet you guys too.
Yes, this is awesome. Thanks so much.